We took the new collector challenge to the Nashville Card Show this past weekend and have some really, really cool pickups. It's a long overdue update for you guys. In case you're new here, the new collector challenge is that we started on January 1st of 2025 with $100 in our bank account and no cards to our name, no nothing. Basically, we are completely new in the hobby and we want to see how much of a card business we are able to grow over the course of 2025. Now, we've done a lot of buying and selling. There also was decent gaps. We had a baby recently, but I think that that's also true to the new collector challenge. You're not somebody, if you're a new collector doing this full time, there's going to be times where you're really deep into it and can be quickly and consistently uploading things onto eBay, going to card shows, etc. And sometimes life happens. And so far, we're having a really, really good year. Let's hop on over to Excel and we can check out the recap of where we currently stand, and then I'll show you guys the cards. Okay, so looking at our big picture, and then I'm going to take you a little bit more granular. We started the year, as we said, with $100 over the course of the year thus far. So basically in our first 6 months and change, we've spent about $2,000. That's part of the fun of this challenge and the fun of treating cards like this is that you get to buy and sell a ton of cards. You get to have new cards come in. You get to send new cards out. We've bought one of you guys a few cards for your personal collection. We're going to be doing some more of that very, very soon. So make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Total value, by the way, I added this in inventory value. My current estimate today, after all of our pickups from the card show, which again, we will give you a full inventory update, is about $1,100. Our profit on the year is $481.37, which means, we have our $100 that we started with, but that $481 is pure profit on the year that we have in cash, liquid, you name it. But our total estimated value right now is we have turned our $100 into roughly $1,700 in the course of 6 months. Now, the awesome thing with this, and part of the card business thing that I think is really, really important, is this money scales. It's easier to do this if you start and have more money, because you then can go and make more plays. You can be able to afford grading. You can be able to afford bigger cards that you can maybe get a really good flip on and take advantage of. Starting with $100, you can start with $1. Doesn't really matter. But it's easier when you have more money. I think it's a bit of a snowball effect. So I'm very curious to see how we're able to use our roughly $600 in liquidity and all this awesome inventory. I'm not going to take you over to our inventory because obviously I want to show you guys the inventory. But our expenses, we did $325 at the Nashville Card Show, so you guys will see what that was. Last video I showed you guys, we spent $520 at Fanatics Fest buying a nice lot off of one of you, actually. Our revenue, though, since we've last talked, there's been a number of sales over on our eBay page, which is awesome. We finally sold that Aaron Noland, which, thank God, we already made our money off that lot, but that one sat for way too long. We sold the Caglianone first. We sold the Judge Chrome rookie. We sold the Judge Bowman Draft Refractor. The Ethan Holiday sold the day before the draft, so decent timing there, especially considering that he did not end up going first overall. And then we sold the Ohtani Beam Team rookie. So, again, that brings us back to now we have $581.37 in cash on hand, ready to go spend, plus all these cards. Okay, so we're going to start off with the cards that you guys have seen before, just for a general update as to where we are. Before the Nashville Card Show, or better yet, just today, because some of the cards that actually sold, they sold over the weekend. But you guys have already seen all these cards. We have the Ben Rice on the green mojo. We have the Aaron Judge on the yellow. Both of those cards are listed on eBay and are sitting there. If you guys are wanting to find the eBay, I'm sure you can find it, but I don't link it intentionally because, to the point of the new collector challenge, the new collector would not have the reach that I do, so I do my best while still being able to document everything to not make it super easy for people to just go and find the cards that necessarily I have, because I want to make it as authentic as I can be. Now, the two judges here are not listed on eBay because I think that they are worth grading. I've got a grading submission that I'm going to be sending off soon, so those will be a part of that. And then we've got the Paul Skenes on the gold. Very, very nice. We bought this one for less than $100, sent it off to SGC. A PSA 10 just did close to $450, I think it was, if I can remember. I'll toss the comp up on screen. But that's pretty good. 9 is definitely a solid grade here. It's not going to be anything crazy, but if a PSA 10 does 400 plus, I'd think that this is worth at least 200. So definitely, hopefully going to make a nice little profit there. But that's the current inventory that we already had. Let's show you guys the new stuff. So we're going to, again, you guys, all of this stuff was purchased. I'm looking over here to make sure that I get this number right. All of this stuff was purchased for $325 at the show. Definitely had some nice deals that I was able to bundle things together. Got some really lucky finds in terms of dollar boxes, things like that. But that's the name of the game. That's why we go to card shows. That's why we try and find good deals like that, etc. So starting off, this one we paid pretty well on. I think we paid $130 on this Skenes. Supernova. There was a recent comp at $170, but the two before that and the two that happened, the last two when I bought this were like $250 plus. So definitely like the Skenes. Got to look at it to see if it's worth grading. I have not looked at any of these yet. Haven't had the chance to. Caglianone, very nice one here. Numbered at a 150 on the True Blue. He's not playing great, but his market is still solid. This is one that we took a shot on. The Scott Kazmir, he's not a huge name, doesn't have a huge base, but the super cool laundry tag relic here for $20. I didn't pay 20, but I still thought it was worth a shot. That may be one that sits on eBay, but when you get the right buyer, I think hopefully we'll do well there. Caglianone on the Mega Futures. This one got a really, really solid deal on as well. This is one that I think that we're going to try and crack out and send to SGC because, in case you didn't know, there are two Julio Rodriguez Stadium Club Chrome rookie cards. This is the short print that is out of Stadium Club, not Stadium Club Chrome. So this is a short printed card. There's a base card of this that I've come across before. I've never seen the refractor. I got a decent deal on this because it was a PSA 8, but I think that we did really, really well here. And if we can cross this and get a solid grade on it, we could do really, really well. Now we are into our value box finds for the most part. There's one other nice one, actually. I'll show you this because I did pay. This one was funky because last two comps on this one, there was a sale at $17 and there was a sale at $100. So kind of like split the difference more in my favor there. But Cam Smith, he's playing crazy well right now on the Pandora Auto. Numbered out of 25. He doesn't have much stuff out in terms of Bowman stuff. So I'm hopeful that we're able to do well there. I got to get that one listed soon. All these cards hopefully will be listed by the time you guys see this. If I'm able to get it happen, great. And if not, some of them will be listed, hopefully. So Jose Ramirez on the orange for $3. Not too bad. And again, on all these stickers, I generally was able to negotiate some. Jackson Merrill, $8 sticker. It's like a $15, $20 card, I think. This one was probably the find of the show, the Charlie Condon on the Mega Futures. This one was in a dollar box. It does raise the question for me. When you come across a really cool card like this that you know is a much more valuable card, do you tell the dealer? On one hand, I want to be transparent. I want to be helpful, especially as an educational content creator like I am. On the other hand, though, I'm actively hurting the challenge if I'm not grabbing really, really good deals like this. So let me know down in those comments. What do you do? What do you think is fair? Generally, my approach is hopefully, it's your card. It's your responsibility to price it and sell it for what you want it to. But I also do feel kind of bad. So curious on your perspective there. Lindor on the blue foil. This one is numbered out of 150. This one was a crazy find. I saw the gold border and I had seen some just regular borders as well as there's a red border that doesn't do too much money. And I was like, I wonder if that's something. $1 for a Griffey, why not? I grabbed it. This one's doing like $50 to $60 easy, which is crazy. So it's not numbered, but it's definitely really short printed. So definitely we'll take that. Another really good dollar box deal. Pedro on the refractor. Nothing crazy, but again, out of a dollar box, it's great. Tim Lincecum, again, nothing crazy. The orange was not numbered back in 2012, but for $1, I think we'll do well here. Lincecum, the freak, does sell. These were not out of the dollar box, but was a really, really solid deal. Basallo on the orange sapphire numbered out of 25 for a $12 sticker. And then the Francisco Lindor numbered out of 75 on the orange sapphire with a $5 sticker. Both of those guys should sell. Basallo is a beast, by the way. And then the last one, Kyle Teal. This one was cheap, but it's an optic auto. He's playing well. And at least here he's in a White Sox uniform, a Photoshop White Sox uniform. But overall, that's everything that we grabbed. Very curious from you guys. How do you think we did on this? $325 for everything there. I think that we did pretty well by my calculations, and I'm pulling this up over here. I know I'm looking at my computer screen, but my calculations, we like doubled it. I think these are worth like 700-ish bucks, and obviously we got to deal with fees and this and that, but I think we did really, really well with some of those awesome pickups. So I think it did well, but I'm very curious from your perspective. I appreciate you guys checking out these videos. We're going to have some new collector challenge stuff as well. The National is coming up. That's where the new collector challenge is headed next. So that should be really, really fun. Got some fun things planned there. So you guys aren't going to want to miss that. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. Appreciate the likes, comments, follows, all that jazz. It really, really makes a difference. And as always, we'll catch you guys in the next one.